Globalism versus protectionism. Today I'll be discussing globalism versus protectionism, two major approaches to international trade that influence economics around the world. Trade policies affect the prices we pay for goods, the jobs available in our communities, and the economic relationships between countries. In this presentation, I will define globalism and protectionism, explain international trade and tariffs, discuss how government create policy, examine the trade-offs of each approach, and share my opinion on which approach I believe is most beneficial. What is globalism? Globalism is the idea that countries should be connected through trade, investment, technology, and communication. It encourages fewer barriers between nations so goods and services can move more freely across borders. Supporters of globalism argue that free trade allows countries to specialize in producing what they do best. This can increase efficiency, lower prices for consumers, and provide businesses with access to large markets. For example, many products we use, such as smartphones and clothing, are made using materials and labor from multiple countries. Global trade makes this possible. However, globalism can also create challenges. Some industries may struggle to compete with cheaper foreign products, leading to job losses in certain sectors. What is protectionism? Protectionism is an economic policy designed to protect domestic industries from foreign competition. Governments use protectionist policies to encourage consumers to buy products made within our own country. Protectionism often includes tariffs, quotas, subsidies, and regulations that make imported goods from expensive or difficult to sell. Supporters believe protectionism protects jobs, strengthens national industries, and reduces dependence on foreign countries. For example, if a country places a tariff on imported steel, domestic steel products may benefit because imported steel becomes more expensive. As a result, consumers and businesses may choose to purchase steel produced within their own country. While protectionism can help certain industries, critics argue that it can increase prices and reduce consumer choice. How governments enact trade policy. Governments use trade policy to regulate international trade and pursue economic goals. Trade policy can include tariffs on imports, import quotas that limit quantities, subsidies for domestic industries, trade agreements between countries. Governments create trade policies based on factors such as economic growth, employment, national security, and political priorities. For example, leaders may impose tariffs to protect domestic manufacturing jobs or negotiate trade agreements to increase export opportunities. Trade policy decisions often involve balancing competing interests between businesses, workers, consumers, and international relationships. Trade-offs of globalism and protectionism. Both globalism and protectionism offer benefits and drawbacks. Advantages of globalism: lower prices for consumers, greater variety of products, increased economic growth, encourages innovation and competition. Disadvantages of globalism: potential loss of domestic jobs, increased dependence on foreign countries, greater exposure to global economic disruptions. Advantages of protectionism: protects domestic industries and jobs, supports national security industries, reduces reliance on foreign suppliers. Disadvantages of protectionism: higher consumer prices, reduced product choices, potential trade wars and retaliation. There is no perfect solution because every trade policy involves trade-offs. Policymakers must decide which benefits are more important for their country's economic goals. My preference. After reviewing both approaches, I believe a balanced approach is the most effective. I support free trade and global cooperation because they generally promote economic growth, innovation, and lower prices for consumers. However, I also believe some protectionist policies can be appropriate when protecting critical industries related to national security or when addressing unfair trade. In my opinion, neither complete globalism nor complete protectionism is ideal. A combination of both allows countries to benefit from international trade while still protecting domestic industries when necessary. In conclusion, globalism and protectionism represent two different approaches to international trade. Globalism promotes open markets and international cooperation, while protectionism focuses on protecting domestic industries from foreign competition. Today, we discussed international trade, tariffs, trade policy, and trade-offs associated with each approach. Both systems offer advantages and disadvantages, and governments must carefully balance economic growth, consumer interests, and job protection in creating trade policies. Understanding these concepts help us better evaluate the economic decisions that affect businesses, workers, consumers, and countries around the world. And this is my reference.